upon this day laden with the thoughts of death. Let us remember that perfect love knows no death. Although we lay aside this mortal form, and for a time are absent from our accustomed places, yet the bonds of love cannot be severed by the scythe of time. He was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we were healed. Listen now to the story of the cross.
Then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus into the common hall, and they gathered before him the whole battalion of soldiers. And they stripped him, and put a scarlet robe upon him. And they plaited a crown of thorns and put it upon his head, and put a reed in his right hand. Then they knelt before him, and mocked him, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews!" And they spat upon him, and took the reed and struck him on the head. Then after mocking him, they stripped him of the robe, put his own clothes on him, and led him away to crucify him. As they were marching out, they came upon a man of Cyrene, Simon by name. This man they compelled to bear his cross. And when they came to a place called Golgotha, which means the place of the skull, they offered him wine to drink mingled with gall. But when he tasted it, he would not drink it. Then after crucifying him, they divided his garments among them by casting lots. Then they sat down to keep watch over him there. Above his head they put the charge against him, which read, "This is Jesus, the King of the Jews." And 2 robbers were crucified with him, one on his right and one on his left. And those who passed by derided him, wagging their heads and saying, "You who would destroy the temple in 3 days, save yourself if you are the Son of God." So also the chief priests with the scribes and elders mocked him, saying, "He saved others, he cannot save himself. He is the King of Israel. Let him come down now from the cross, and we will believe in him. He trusts in God. Let God deliver him now, for he said, 'I am the Son of God.'" And the 2 robbers who were crucified with him reviled him also in the same way. Now from the 6th hour there was darkness over all the land until the 9th hour. And at about the 9th hour, Jesus cried out in a loud voice, "Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani?" That is, my God, why hast thou forsaken me?" And some of the bystanders, hearing this, said, "This man is calling for Elijah." And one of them at once ran and took a sponge, filled it with vinegar, put it on a reed, and gave it to him to drink. But the other said, "Wait, let us see whether Elijah will come to save him." Then Jesus cried out again and yielded up his spirit. And behold, the curtain of the temple was torn in 2 from top to bottom, and the earth shook, and the rocks were split, and the many bodies of the saints who had fallen asleep were raised and came out of the tomb.
Our brotherhood teaches that our love can sustain us even when we are apart. The story of the cross tells the story of the death of a loved one. This is a story we must experience with our loved ones as we live our lives. Death makes a phantom appearance as we travel along in this land, pretending to snuff out life's candle when the flame is really cut in God's hand. Death, That great impostor leaves tears and sorrow in its wake, while beneath its dark cloak shining, eternal life awaits. The hope brought by Easter is the promise of eternal life for us and for those we have lost. Let us recall those of our number who, in the year that has fled, has completed the cycle of this earthly existence.
Ivan D. Apple. Frank C. Atwood.